Hi guys, welcome back. Our video today is going to be a little bit shorter, and our mastery learning objective is I can prove whether expressions involving radicals and rational exponents are equivalent using properties of exponents. So, if you read the directions here, it says fill in the box with the correct symbol, so equal or not equal. And the important part here is to show your work. Okay, on the pre-test, I know a lot of us just guess equal or not equal, but you need to show your work in order to get this correct. And we're always going to, so write this in your notes, always change radical form to rational exponent form. So in example 1, we have in parentheses 7d to the 2/5 power, and then on the right side, the 5th root of 7d. So this is already in the form that we would like. So this is good. Oh, that's just me a smiley face. This side we need to change. So again, there's a 1 out here. We say that a lot in these videos, but that's a 1 when there's nothing written. So that would make the 1 on top and the 5 on the denominator for the exponent. And then whatever is inside the radical will go inside parentheses. So 7d raised to the 1/5 power. And like I said, this side is already in the form that we would like. So 7d raised to the 2/5 power, that, well, is it equal to 7d raised to the 1/5 power? No, it's not. That's how we get our not equals. Example 2, neither of these is in the form that we would like. So let's just start on the left-hand side. So the 4th root of 81x to the 1/2 power raised to the 1 since there's nothing there. So 81x squared is going to be what's in parentheses since it's all underneath the radical. And it's going to be raised to the 1/4 power, their exponent. And I'm going to then take this 1/4 and distribute it to everything on the inside here. That leaves us with 81 to the 1/4 power and x to the 2 times 1/4. Remember, a power raised to a power, you multiply them. Okay, so if you put in your calculator 81 to the 1/4 power, that is 3. And then x to the 2 times 1/4 would give us, I'm going to write this over here in yellow. So this would be 2 times 1/4. 2 is really 2/1. So you multiply 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. And then 2/4 is reduced to 1/2. So that's going to be my power there. Great. That is the form we want. 3x to the 1/2. So now let's look at the right-hand side. To keep this organized, I'm going to draw a little squiggly line here. Okay, so the 3 is on the outside on this side. So I'm going to leave it on the outside. It's not part of the square root. And you should realize that anything to the square root power is 1/2. That is because there's a 2 root there. We just don't write it. And then the 1 exponent, we don't write that as well. But 3x to the 1/2 power. And that is simplified all the way to rational exponent form. So 3x to the 1/2, 3x to the 1/2, that is equal. All right, example 3. The left-hand side is exactly how we want it. 5g in parentheses to the 3 halves power. So let's rewrite the right-hand side, and I'll do this in red here. This 3 is going to be applied to the inside here. So this is really a square root of 5g. That whole thing is underneath the square root, so I put that 5g in parentheses. 3 is the exponent, so that goes on top. 2 is the root that goes on the denominator of our exponent there. So if we compare our answers here, 5g in parentheses raised to the 3 halves power, 5g in parentheses raised to the 3 halves power. Yes, that is equal. And last one, example 4. The cube root of 27x and then 9 times the square root of x. So this whole thing is underneath the cubed root raised to the first power. I'm going to put 27x in parentheses. That will be raised to the 1/3 power. And then I'm going to take this 1/3 power and raise it to the 27, and take it to x to the 1/3 power as well. So we have 27 to the 1/3 power, x to the 1/3 power. And if you take 27 to the 1/3 power in your calculator, that is 3. That's the same thing as the cube root of 27. So 3, that's just saying 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Or you can plug it in your calculator. And then x to the 1/3 power, I'm going to leave like that. And then the right-hand side, the 9 is on the outside of the square root, so I leave it 9. And again, we have the square root, so we should know that's x to the 1/2 power. And that is in our rational exponent form. So we can compare these now. 3 times x to the 1/3 power, 9 times x to the 1/2 power. Those are not the same, so we write not equals. So this is how you would get your points and get it correct on your mini quizzes and quizzes. You must have all this work shown.